Howdy Stampers, this is Julia Fair and Fair's Craft Lair, and I am here with another YouTube Tuesday video for you today. It is finally sunny in North Carolina, and I have the curtain open, so if you end up seeing some shadows or something weird, I apologize, but I'm really trying to enjoy the sunlight. So today for our video, we are going to be making this card. This is crushed curry with basic black. I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see this. I'm going to change up the colors, of course, because I like doing that. But this is the buffalo check background stamp, and I really wanted to give you guys a chance to work with and understand kind of how to work with background stamps a little bit more. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on today for our YouTube video and our tutorial. And I wanted to show you this also. I actually just did an extra large piece and cut it down so that I actually have another piece to work with for something later. So I tend to do that, so you'll be seeing that happen, but I would recommend that for anybody who is, you know, working with different things. If you like making a lot of cards, or if you have, you know, some specific things that you need to get done, I would highly recommend, if you're making multiples, go ahead and double your size that you need, and you know, then once you get it stamped, you can cut it in half. It makes things go a lot smoother and a lot faster. Alright, so I'm just using Night of Navy. That's going to be my background color right now. And this is the stamps that I'm using in our product of the week, the part of my story, which is a great sentiment stamp set that's available on Sale-a-bration. Again, some of these Sale-a-bration items, including this one, you can get with a $50 purchase. You get it free. There are some other ones. My Monday tutorial actually showcases $100 item, but it's actually two items that coordinate together. It's a stamp set, the Painted Season stamp set, and paper, designer series paper, which is great. I am super psyched about all that and being able to use them. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to set that aside. So that's all I'm going to use this Night of Navy for right now. So that's acting as my neutral. All right, that's the sentiment panel that's going to go on the top. And instead of using, you know, the crushed curry, I'm going to use something different. And I have two different papers here. I wanted a nice clean one for all of my other things. And then I've got my, my dirty one here to be able to use my background stamp. And I'll show you exactly why in a second. So I did peel off the background or the backing paper on this, but I did not put the cling on this because I feel like I don't quite need all that, but I do want it to not move around as much. So what I'm just gonna put on my paper because I don't want to get any excess anywhere else, and I'm gonna ink it up with Lemon Lime Twist. And if you notice, these background stamps, they're really big. You could put them on the large block, which, I mean, I can recommend that, and that's fine. But I can also put them on my tabletop, and that works fine too. If I don't want this to move around, I'll just, you know, put the cling on my actual tabletop, and there we go. The big thing is you want to make sure that you ink it up really, really well. Okay, so check everything. That's the biggest thing. So right now I don't mind if it's moving around a little bit. I just want to make sure I got it inked up really well. So there we go. Inked up really well. And that's Lemon Lime Twist. I'm just going to take a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to line it up so at the edge there. Okay, so it's about as perfect as I'm going to get it by doing it by hand. I just literally lined up the edge to lay it down. I put my finger on it and dropped the rest of it. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm going to take my excess paper. Yes, I write notes on the back of mine. All right, so I'm going to take that, and I'm going to, maybe we'll do it this way. Take my paper over the top. I'm going to hold my cardstock in place, and I'm going to press with my fingers, rubbing back and forth, but I'm holding with one hand so that my paper is not actually moving anywhere. You don't want it to move at all. okay? And you also don't want to get your fingers all inky, so making sure that you just see, and then there's a halo around it, which means I got a pretty good impression. Okay, so the trick then, picking this up, hold it down in the middle and peel it up and hold it real quick, okay? That's pretty good. I like a little bit of a distressed look, which is what ended up happening. If I want to make sure that I get that impression even better, I gotta go over it with my hands a bit more than that, but we're on camera, so I'm going to, you know, get things done fairly quickly for you here. All right, so now it's just time for assembly. And I reuse my papers a lot, my grid papers, so pull over one of my other ones. That's a little bit cleaner. I got some adhesive down on that, so I was trying very hard to get a new one. All right, so now I'm going to cut this down to size. This is already 3 3/8 wide, which is what I need for my card base. And then it's 5 1/8 is what it should be. I made it 5 1/4, so we're gonna go at 3 1/8, and I like the other side a little bit better, so I'm gonna flip it around. There we go. So I'll save this piece for another card, which is great, and I've got my piece cut to size, hopefully, and now we're going to layer it on Night of Navy. So the rest is assembly, and you guys have seen me do this a bunch of times before, but it's always helpful. Alright, so I'm going to line up 3 sides, make it nice and even, and then drop it down, press it into place. I'm going to do the same thing with the top piece, my sentiment panel. So there is a beautiful lemon lime twist ribbon that I could be using, and I'm going to line this one up on the top edge because we're putting a ribbon over the seam where they meet, so it doesn't matter if they overlap well or not. We're going to hide that, so I wanted to make sure that it looks nice at the top. Okay, so there's a beautiful lemon lime twist ribbon, but I'm going to use this beautiful plaid because it's really pretty and it's Night of Navy, and I don't use it very much, and I should be. All right, so we are going to use some mini glue dots to adhere that into place, and all I'm going to do is open my roll up and press them to where those seams are, and then my ribbon can come across the middle here. So, and I can pull this down a little bit if I wanted to cover up some stamping snafus or anything like that. Remember, there are no mistakes, there's only happy accidents. All right, and before I finish doing my ribbon, I'm gonna actually adhere this down because it's a little easier to get adhesive on. There we go. And my card base is lemon lime twist. So there we go. That's great. And the only thing I have left to do is to tie a bow. And I'm going to show you again, if you haven't seen, do a faux bow. So instead of tying a knot around, I'm just going to go right into my loop. Good. Oh, it sounds like my phone's going to be making noises. Sorry, guys. Sometimes my phone decides that it's going to go on and put things on silent while I'm recording, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not entirely certain how it decides that. But, yeah. It sounds like today it's not. There we go. That'll keep it a little bit flatter. Trim this up. Voila. I think this one's a little longer. So there we go. The only thing that I would do is add a couple glue dots behind so that I just hold my bow in place. I don't want that coming undone. I don't want that moving around. So I'm going to put a couple glue dots just to make sure that everything is staying in place exactly where I would want it. So there we go. Just a couple. And yeah, I use my fingers for these. It helps keep the loops, you know, I put the loops in place and stuff like that. So you have two different color combinations that you could work with. Crushed Curry and Basic Black, or Lemon Lime Twist and Night of Navy. Of course, you could flip either of those around. You could do Lemon Lime Twist with the Basic Black. You could also do Crushed Curry with the Night of Navy. I think either of those would look wonderful. But I wanted to give you a couple different choices and be able to see how to use some of these background stamps. We have several of them that are available, and they can be a little tricky to use. So I wanted to make sure I gave you a chance to try them. Please also do, this is a quick reminder, that my card class, the registration, is due at the end of the month, which is coming up. You just have a few more days to be able to sign up. And I will be mailing this card class out to all of our wonderful Stampin' friends, and you will get a personal email with a video on how to make these so you can craft whenever you are ready. And it is it will be a lot of fun, and I would love to be able to see your creations. So anyway, if you are interested in this, be sure to check out my blog and my link. I have links on how to register for classes there, and I would love to stamp with you. So anyway, have a great Tuesday. Bye.